In a big, beautiful jungle full of tall trees, singing birds, and playful monkeys, there lived a little tiger cub named Tilly. Tilly had shiny orange fur with black stripes and the cutest little nose. But there was one thing Tilly couldn't do. She couldn't roar. Her brothers and sisters loved showing off their loud, proud roars. When they roared, the whole jungle would stop and listen. But when Tilly tried, all she could manage was a tiny little squeak. The other animals smiled kindly and said, "Don't worry, Tilly. Don't worry. One day you'll find your roar." But Tilly didn't want to wait. She wanted to find her roar right away. So one sunny morning, Tilly decided to go on an adventure to look for her roar. She walked and walked until she reached the tallest mountain in the jungle. The wind was whooshing all around, and Tilly thought, maybe if I stand up here and try, my roar will echo across the whole jungle. She stood as tall as she could, filled her lungs with air, and roo, roo, squeak! The wind carried her tiny roar away, and Tilly felt a little disappointed. Maybe my roar isn't here, she thought. Next, Tilly went to the sparkling river. There, she met her friend Bella the bear. "Bella," Tilly said, "do you think the river can help me find my roar?" Bella chuckled and said, "Try it and see." Tilly stood by the rushing water, looked at her reflection, and roared as loudly as she could. Roo, squeak. But the river's sound was louder than her voice, and her roar got lost in the splashes. Still determined, Tilly went to the monkey grove, where her monkey friends were swinging and chattering. "Maybe if I swing like the monkeys, my roar will come," she thought. She climbed onto a vine and swung high above the jungle floor. She tried, but the monkeys just clapped and laughed. "Nice try, Tilly." They cheered, but Tilly wasn't happy. She was starting to wonder if she'd ever find her roar. As the sun began to set, Tilly walked to a quiet corner of the jungle and sat under a big old tree. She looked at the ground and whispered to herself, "Maybe I'll never find my roar." Just then, she heard a tiny, frightened voice. "Help! Someone help me!" Tilly looked up and saw a little rabbit hopping toward her. "There's a big snake chasing me," the rabbit cried, shaking with fear. Tilly's heart started to race. She saw the snake slithering closer, its eyes fixed on the rabbit. Tilly knew she had to do something. She stood up, took a deep breath, and without even thinking, she let out the biggest roar she could. The sound was so loud, it echoed through the whole jungle. The snake stopped in its tracks, looked startled, and slithered away as fast as it could. The little rabbit stared at Tilly with wide eyes. "You saved me!" it said. "What an amazing roar!" Tilly blinked in surprise. "I did it! I roared," she said, her voice full of excitement. For the first time, she felt proud and strong. When the other animals heard what had happened, they came running to congratulate her. Her brothers and sisters cheered the loudest. "We always knew you'd find your roar, Tilly," they said. That night, Tilly curled up in her cozy den. She smiled to herself, feeling proud of her bravery and knowing that she had found her roar when it truly mattered.
Learnings from the story.
Be patient with yourself. Just like Tilly, sometimes we can't do things right away, but that doesn't mean we won't succeed in the end. Courage comes when you need it. Even if you feel small, bravery can help you do big things when the time comes. Never give up. Tilly kept trying, even when it was hard, and that's why she found her roar. Silly's story reminds us that everyone has something special inside them, and it will shine through at the perfect moment.